Hi guys, I'm Kate and today I'm going to teach you how to make a paper spinner.
Today guys, you'll need an empty box, some wool or cotton or string, some pens, glue, a cup, a pencil, a blob of blue tack and some paper. Okay guys, the first thing you need to do is take your cup and your pencil and you're going to draw 2 circles on your piece of paper like so. So it's the first one and the second one. Then you're going to need to get your scissors. So if I just show you the 2 circles and you're going to cut them out. Okay, so now you need to take part of your box and again you're going to draw 1 circle this time on your card. You're going to draw around that and once again you are going to cut it out. Okay, so now you're going to need to take your glue and you are going to put some glue on your piece of card. So all over the top of your little circle of card. And when you've done that, you're going to take 1 circle of the paper that you've cut out and you're going to stick that down like so. And just flatten that out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing on the back. So again, I'm going to put glue all over the back and stick on my next little piece of paper that I cut out earlier. Like so, and I'm just going to flatten that down. Okay, so now that my circle of card is covered with my 2 circles of paper, I can move on to the next stage. So now I'm going to need to take my pencil and my blue tack. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little dot right in the middle of my circle. So right in the very centre. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 little dots, one either side of the dot I've just drawn. So I'll have 3 little dots right in the middle. Like so, and I'm going to use the first and the third dot to make holes for the wool. So I'm going to put some blue tack behind it and I'm going to very carefully poke a hole on the first dot. So like so. And now I'm going to move the blue tack along and I'm going to do the same, but this time on the third dot that I drew. I'm not going to do anything with the one in the middle. So do a little hole there. And now I've got my 2 holes nearly finished, all done like that, ready for the next stage. Okay guys, so now you're going to use your felt tip pens and you are going to design your spinner. So I'm going to do a pattern, different pattern on both sides. So I'm going to try and use as many different colours as I can, which will all blend together when it spins around. So I'm going to start off with my orange and purple, I think, stripes on this side. And then I'm going to flip it over and do a different design on the back. Okay guys, so I've finished my design. So this is one side and the other. Okay guys, now you need to take your wool and you're first of all going to stretch out a piece of wool and then you're going to double it over so you have 2 lengths that are the same. Okay, so I'm going to cut that there. So cut that there and then what I'll have is 1 long piece of wool that I'm then going to fold in half to connect onto my spinner like so. Okay guys, so you need to take your wool, and I'm going to use my pencil to help me thread it through the holes. So I'm going to poke the wool through the first hole that I made earlier. Oh, just do that again to make sure it pushes through. And I'm going to pull that through slightly, not all the way, just slightly. And then I'm going to use that end, and I'm going to go back through the other hole like so. Perfect. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch that out, and then I'm going to move the circular part of my spinner to the middle of the wool. So move that to the middle of the wool like so. And then I'm going to lay it down, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to do 2 knots, okay? So the first knot I'm going to do on one side, and I want to get it as close as I can to the paper. So you might need to have a grown-up help you do this bit, but you need to get the knot as close as you can to the paper. And this will help keep the spinner straight, like so. Then when I've done that, then I'm going to turn it over the other side, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to make a knot on that side, again as close as it can go to the paper. Okay, so I'm going to get that knot as close as I can again on the paper, and that's done. Okay, so I've got my 2 knots in place, and then the last bit is I'm just going to tie a knot in these ends here. So I've got a loop here as well. So tie a knot there, and that's all done and connected. Brilliant. So now my spinner is done, so I'm just going to straighten up the piece of card, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to twist the spinner around as many times as I can, and when the wool starts to get tight, then I'm just going to pull it straight, and it will spin around. Have fun, guys.